All right, bet. How you what, gang? It's Dino, and welcome back to the latest podcast in the world, always hosted by yours truly. And today we got a very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
I go by Waylo on all platforms. I'm Abdul Wahab, content creator, networker, interviewing entrepreneurs, business owners, high net worth individuals, or even small business owners who are just out here killing it.
Got you. Now, we met at 520 Day.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
we haven't known each other too long.
Absolutely.
How are you going about finding different people to go ahead and interview?
Organically, a lot just walking on the streets of Miami, to be honest. I go to Brickell a lot, which is the downtown area right next to the Brickell City Center, in front of Moxie's. I'll be in that area a little bit. I run into a lot of creators and people that way, whether it's the design district. I've met people over there before. Where else? Wynwood.
Okay.
Just being outside, man. Honestly, just being outside. Walking around with my videographer. A lot of people actually stop us because they see his rig. I mean, you've seen it in person, so you see how it's captivating to some degree. People see it, it's like, yo, what the hell is that? What do you got going on with that? Y'all shooting a movie? What are y'all doing? Yeah. So people actually stop us a lot as well. So just being outside, man, and then just DMing people sometimes as well. And then just running to people on the streets. That's the main thing.
Okay, cool. That's actually funny because I say every single episode you have to go outside. Like, one, you have to market yourself as whatever you want to be. You kind of have to, play your role until you are that person.
Yes,
but
sir.
mainly, go outside. Go outside, get connected, meet people. So I love that you just said that.
Yeah, going outside and networking, I would say the two biggest.
Facts.
Talking to other people.
Facts.
I did an interview with a guy earlier today, and the interview went well, and he was like, "Yo, I got another guy that you might want to talk to." So that network, he just put me in with someone else. So I think that's good. Yeah.
That's kind of how I met you.
Yeah.
You and Thomas ran into each other.
Yeah, yes,
That's
sir.
who shot all the 520 stuff. Make sure you go tap in with Thomas. Really good videographer, really good dude.
Killing it.
But yeah, he was like, "Hey, Dino, I need you to meet my mans real quick." Then we got a conversation,
Yeah.
and now we're here. So
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Thomas, man. I appreciate him for that. That was love.
Facts. But let's get into the start a little bit. How did you know you wanted to get into content creation?
I didn't, honestly. So I met my videographer last year about June 1st. And I wasn't someone who thought that I wanted to be in front of the camera. Somebody who wanted to post content or anything like that. So at first, it just started off with me just posting my gym content, showing my progress of me, losing some weight, getting stronger, getting faster, improving my lifestyle in general. And then as it got closer and closer to the new year, I said to myself, I'm gonna just start taking it seriously. I'm gonna post as much as possible. I started off doing 2 to 3 times a day. Now I'm just being more intentional with it, because at first I was just frivolous content, really no direction to it, just viral type of stuff. But now it kind of evolved into interviewing people. One of my guys who was from Indy, he had, shout out to Malik, he had the Street Eats out east.
Okay.
And I seen him post a story, and he was like, "Oh, I'm in Miami." So I DM'd him. I was like, "Yo, let me talk to you for a minute."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, cool." And I thought about it. I was like, "You know what? Let's put this on cam." I was like, "This would be dope," because I knew he had been on the news before with his restaurant. And I was like, I can learn a lot from this guy, and also the people can learn from him if they want to be in the restaurant business, if they want to be entrepreneurs, etc. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and put him in front of the camera, and he was down for it. We was able to get his story. We recorded it, and that's where I started to get more towards doing the interviews and talking with people, because my biggest thing is I want to be able to give value to the viewer. I don't want to just be posting stuff. You know what I mean? And we spoke about that out at the field day.
Yeah.
That I want the viewer to be able to look at the content and be able to take something from it to be able to improve their lives, not just doing, just pointless content. You know what I mean? Like rage bait and out here antagonizing people. I don't want to do that type of content. There's people in that niche, in that lane, and all respect to them, but that's not what I want to do.
And I feel like that doesn't hold up either. Like, you'll get your little viral clip maybe once or twice. After that, people are tired of you. People are tired of seeing it. People are tired of being a part of it. And I think this is really sustainable, because
100%.
you will never know everything. You feel me?
Nope.
No matter what industry you're in, you can always learn something. And even across industries, I know we're kind of in the same space as content creators, but I've learned a lot from different artists, different musicians that we've had.
Yes.
So I think that's very beautiful, and I love that about you. And that's why we had to set that up. Pretty
Absolutely.
quick.
Like I said, I appreciate you for having me. You know
Of
what
course,
I mean?
bro.
It's humbling to, have someone want to bring you on their platform, no matter how big or how small it is, for you to be able to speak and, network with people and be able to learn from someone. Because like you said, I think you can learn from anybody. So I'm big on
Facts.
talking to people and being able to gather knowledge from people.
Facts. I feel that, and I appreciate you pulling up on short notice.
Yes, sir.
But,
Absolutely.
But so when you're going to interview these people, how do you kind of formulate what you're going to ask them? Are you looking for specific answers, or are you just asking away?
Asking away, I want to get organic and as authentic as possible. So it also depends on who I'm interviewing. Obviously, I interviewed my cousin earlier this week. He's big with cars. But he's also, I didn't realize this, but during the course of the interview, I learned how many property he controls. He owns about 30 properties. So I started to go into the line of questioning of that. So a lot of the times when I'm interviewing someone, I kind of already have done my homework and I know their background to some degree. So I have a certain line of questioning that I may have, but also in the course of that conversation, I may learn something I might pivot and ask him more about this because he was like, yo, I'm big in real estate. I was like, okay. Now I was like, okay, how many doors you hold? Oh, 30. Okay, you more single family or you more multifamily? Oh, I'm this. So sometimes I'm able to just kind of feed off the conversation and then be able to ask more questions. But I usually do my homework and I know who my guest is or who the person is before I even step in that room.
Facts. You know what? Since you said that, I didn't want to dive deep into it because I do want to have a deep conversation about it outside of this.
Yes, sir.
But you just said about your posting. You were just posting anything. You were posting, trying to get viral videos. How have you kind of played the algorithm? How have you kind of changed and realized what to post?
So to kind of paint a picture of it, I would post certain gym content because it was mainly just gym content. Even since January 1st, I was just posting myself in the gym, and I would use that to kind of add that with other gym content creators that were kind of going viral. Whether it would be like, for instance, it'd be like, I want my woman to look at me like this, and it'd be a clip of me lifting weights, and then jump to these girls looking at their man with this certain level of admiration. And then I'm like, okay, some of that stuff is working. I've noticed that putting some type of level of emotion behind a video will attract viewers. Like I remember I had this post where I said, it started off by saying men only want one thing, and it's kind of me looking at my phone and then looking up and kind of smiling. It jumps into a clip of a girl saying, "Hey, Dad, are you going to the gym?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, Daddy, going to the gym." She's like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you." And it went,
It went stupid.
it went crazy.
Yeah.
So seeing and adding that a little bit of emotion helped with pushing the content, but also realizing myself, okay, who do I like to watch? Well, I like to watch people who add value, whether it's learning about real estate, or learning about credit, learning about anything, history, geopolitics, etc. I like to learn. So my thing was, maybe I want to go into that realm and that niche of just offering value to people. And again, not just posting stuff to go viral or anything like that. Like you said, I wanted to create something that's going to be sustainable and people can come back years later and still be able to watch that and still be able to learn from it. Now, information changes a little bit and is going to tweak a little bit, but the foundation of a lot of that content will pretty much be able to last forever.
I feel that.